Hello and welcome to Gamestyle Early Access. I'm your host Bradley. And this week's episode, we are talking about why 2014 isn't as bad as you think. One of the things we've been hearing a lot of recently is gaming in 2014 has been an absolute shambles. It's been one of the worst years in recent memory, and nothing works, and blah, 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 blah. Um, Sure, Drive Club, many online issues. I can see why that's a pain for people. Assassin's Creed Unity, yeah, that's shocking. That game doesn't even work. It's broke. It's a complete broken mess. Master Chief Collection, yeah, online issues again, sort of being fixed at the moment. Um, we've had huge embargo rows. And generally, there's not enough exclusives, people say. Not enough big AAA games being released because of all the indies that are stopping it happening. It's not the case. That's not stopping anything happening. Guys making indie games aren't stopping AAA games being made. Um, AAA games cost a hell of a lot of money and they take a lot longer to make now. That is what's cutting down the number of AAA games, if you think they're being cut down. There's still lots out there, even too many AAA games, in my opinion. There's 12 months in a year, 52 weeks in a year. Most people will probably pick up your FIFA games, your Call of Duties, maybe Battlefield, Assassin's Creed's become one of those yearly ones now. So if you're getting behind those yearly AAA releases, then a FIFA's not just going to last you a month. A FIFA is going to last you an entire year. A Call of Duty is pretty much going to last you an entire year. A Battlefield, an entire year. So you potentially got 2, 3 games that you're going to be playing constantly throughout the year. Then you back that up with the likes of Drive Club, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry 4, The Crew, which is coming. They're games that you're going to play for a few weeks, couple of months. So if you're getting 12 to 20 big AAA releases a year, you're doing well. If you've got the time to play those, amazing, great for you. Um, but it's not the be all and end all. Scratch beneath that surface just a little bit. One of the things that was great about the PS2 era, and why it was one of my favourite eras along with the Dreamcast, the GameCube, um, is because mid-tier games were massive. You had your big games, your big titles that came out, but you had your mid-tier games that also just found a space. You had all these games to play. When I was younger, it was a case of I'd get Pro Evo day one, and that would last me the year. Great stuff, absolutely great stuff. But then there was a ton of middleware games that were fun. They weren't perfect. Not every game had to be a 10 out of 10. Um, a 5 out of 10 game, if you saw a 5 out of 10 game review, then you looked at it and went and rented it. Had a couple of days time with it, sent it back. That was what a 5 out of 10 game was. It was average. There was something there. Nowadays, we're in a review system where anything below a 7 out of 10 and it might as well be scum of the earth. Um, One of the biggest ones with this was Murdered Soul Suspect, which, in my opinion, was a fine game, absolutely fine game to play. I really enjoyed the story-led gameplay, which had the investigative stuff with it. I thought the idea of a supernatural detective was entertaining, and it played out like an average TV show, the sort of thing you'd find on AMC or something like that. Episodic worked, and I thought it could have had legs. Release it on PSN, Xbox Live, monthly. Yeah, that could have worked. Could have had some legs. Unfortunately, it was released as a retail release, and we seem to be in this world now where retail equals AAA. It got average scores, which is all it deserved, but average doesn't always mean bad. It got average scores and it was sent out and died a death. Those that played it generally enjoyed it. The general response was, yeah, that's okay, give it a go. A rental for many, maybe. This is why maybe it would have worked better as a PSN title, released episodically. We've seen the success that The Walking Dead's had with that. Some people want to pick that up on a monthly basis as the new episodes come out. Other people wait and pick up the whole thing. Something like that could have really worked for Murdered Soul Suspect, and it's something that could have been extended. But we in this realm now where we want it all instantly. It has to be perfect, or we don't want to touch it. So yeah, generally people haven't liked this year in gaming. But I look through a list now, and I'm looking at it. And this year we've had the likes of Nidhogg release, Don't Starve, Ollie Ollie. We've had Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. The Wolf Among Us, absolutely fantastic game. What else have we gone look through? Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. What a game that is. It's a visual novel, but damn, what a game that is. The sequels also come out this year. Guacamelee has seen re-releases this year. Earth Defense Force. That, if there's ever an example of a cult title, that is it. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze on the Wii U. You know, that's been heralded as a cracking game. We've had Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, a very good AAA game. Plants vs. Zombies. Just amazing. You know, those of us who only had PlayStations, we didn't get till later in the year, but boy, what an experience that is. What an experience. Probably one of the best online shooters out there at the moment. South Park, very, very good RPG. Really well made to the fact you can watch it and almost believe you're watching the TV show. And, you know, that is something very well done. And if you haven't played it, play it. Dark Souls 2. As we move further throughout the year, you know, it's Dark Souls. That's a hell of a game. Hearthstone only came out this year. That's taking PC crowd by storm. Titanfall, Towerfall, what a game Towerfall is. It's a local multiplayer. You can't get better. It's great fun. We've had a new Yoshi game on the 3DS. There's been new Pokemons. Luftrausers, oh, that's a fantastic game. Came out on the Vita, came out on PS3. Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. Again, another massive AAA game that is just a joy to play. You know, I put hours into that over a 2-3 week period. Absolutely superb. You know, you've got your PC, your fun little PC things, Goat Simulator and that sort of thing. They're silly, but they've got a place. There's nothing wrong with a bit of fun sometimes. You got a Half Minute Hero. There's a sequel to that coming out. What else have we had? You just go through the list. There's amazing stuff. You get the underrated stuff. No heroes allowed, no puzzles either. I seem to have been the only person that reviewed that game. It was a free-to-play game that was done right. You could buy little upgrades, or you just go the whole thing. You pay a big amount of money, and this goes from free-to-play to fully-fledged game. Well done, the guys behind that one. We've recently had this War of Mine, which is absolutely beautiful by all accounts. I'm still hoping for a console release, but I'm pretty close to succumbing and getting the PC version. What else have we had? We've had Never Alone, which I want to talk about more on our live show because that is just a beautiful game, absolutely beautiful. Everyone must play it. What we had, there's tons of 3DS, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Mario Golf World Tour, both came out on the same day. Amazing. Borderlands 2 shrunk down into a Vita. It's got some performance issues, but damn, if that wasn't enjoyable on the go. What else? The new Trials game. That seems to be a fad that's gone by a bit, not played as much, but still great. Still a great little game. Mario Kart 8. Really? It's been a bad year for AAA games. Mario Kart 8 is out. Well, Absolutely beautiful game. As someone who just picked up a Wii recently, to stick on Super Mario 3D World, to stick on Bayonetta 2, and just see those running on my new Wii U, just that is a technical marvel. I'm sorry, they're some of the most beautiful looking games I've seen, and they play brilliantly as well. Um, and they're AAA games. They're just the bigger games. They're not all little indie games that go with it. You could look at what else can you look at that's come out in that time as well. Entwined was another little game that came out on the Vita. Done well. It wasn't great, but it was a nice little distraction for a bit. Oddworld, new and tasty. Oh, new Oddworld. Well, old Oddworld redone. A great example of how to remake a game. Um, what else have we had? The list I could go on. There's just so much here. Metrico, Road Not Taken, The Swapper. What an amazing game The Swapper is. Sure, PC guys know about it from last year. New to console, so great. We'll have that. That's great fun to have. Akiba's Trip. It's not for everyone. There's actually been quite a few JRPGs. Monster Monpiece, Demon Gaze. They're not for everyone. Persona Q's coming out. Excuse me, or had come out now. A cracking game. Gravity Crash Ultra, Disgaea 4, Hohokum. August was a brilliant month for indie games. The Golf Club. It's a good experiment. Again, it's not a perfect game. Better than Tiger Woods. It's actually playing golf. No special move buttons or anything like that to affect your shot. It's you, the ball, of course. Cool. Great little time waster. I still play that now and again today. I'm going to stop listing stuff because I'm pushing on. We're at the 11-minute mark. But if you're saying that 2014 has been a disappointing year for games, you're not playing many games. The whole I haven't bought a PlayStation 4 to play SNES games mantra, is it's wrong. If you're looking at games like Towerfall and dismissing them because of the graphics, you're missing out on great experiences. If you just want Assassin's Creed, if you just want FIFA, if you just want Forza, if you just want Titanfall, Call of Duty, Battle, if that's all you want, then I'm not going to argue. They're great games. I like playing all of them. But if you're moaning there's no games, no, there's not enough games for you. You're stuck in a loop where you like a certain genre of games and you're sticking to that genre of games. Expand a bit. Expand a bit. Have a little look. If you haven't played Murdered Soul Suspect, for example, pick it up. It's fairly cheap in most places now. Pick it up, give it a go. It's not going to blow your mind. It's not going to be the second coming of games, but it's going to be a bit of fun. It might last you a few days. Give it to someone else to play. Sell it. Do whatever you've got to do. The developers are gone now, so there's not going to be any more. So what have you got to lose just by investing a little bit of time, trying something a bit different? 2014's been great for me. We've got the PS4 and everything that's coming out for that. The Xbox One is looking sturdy again. The Wii U is rising from the grave. It's got some amazing games on it. And I'm glad I've got one now. The Vita, you have to accept, yeah, that's not going to be a big seller. It's not going to be a console for everyone, but it's a gamer's console, a proper gamer's console. There's so much good stuff on there for those who are willing to try new things and just want those quick on-the-go experiences, mixed with some pretty decent big games as well. We'll talk about the Vita maybe more in another episode, because there have been some mistakes, but generally, it's been a good year for gaming. We'll be talking about our Game of the Years in a couple of weeks' time on Gamestyle Live. We're here this Wednesday, and look out for a special guest in a couple of weeks' time. I'm going to sign off. You can find me on Twitter at Bradigor. Gamestyle, you can find us at Gamestyle, and you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Gamestyle. See you next week.